Luxury subcompact SUVs. This is a very crowded market, and what Volvo does to stand out is they add a little bit more class and elegance from the Scandinavians. Today, Crown Volvo Cars has given us the 2023 Volvo XC40 B4 Plus Bright theme in your crystal white. New this year, they're changing the badges. No more inscription, no more momentum, art design. You're now going to have a core, a plus, and an ultimate. Each one will feature different features on the exterior and on the interior. The changing from the T to the B was last year, so we are now up to par. The new Google interface that is in the gauge cluster and the infotainment was also done last year. The rivals against BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Audi in this flooded market of premium luxury SUVs for subcompact to small SUVs. Which way is really the best way, and which spec should you go to? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to go over all the specs and details starting now. The new Volvo XC40 is getting closer to where it's going to be zero emissions each year. What they've done this year is, like I was explaining, changing the trim levels. This is the plus. The grille will receive the bright chrome bars. It still will get your signature Thor hammer, LED daytime runnings, LED headlamps, LED fog lamps, and the lower bit will get the matte black with ground clearance at 8.3 inches, which is the best comparing it to any of the rivals. The luxury hood keeps the sculpting styling the way the Scandinavians like it, and it does push out the fenders with that matte black that's going to surround the wells. Standard 18-inch wheels. This is upgraded 19-inch 5 double spoke diamond cut alloy wheels. A weight distribution at 57.1, 42.1. Behind those 19-inch wheels, 13.6-inch disc reading in the front, 11.9 in the rear. McPherson strut front suspension, a multi-link rear suspension, dynamic chassis, 48-volt mild hybrid system with regenerative braking, linked at 174.2 inches, a wheelbase at 106.4 inches. I like how they keep the signature touch with the three trims. In the rear, we receive the trunk lid spoiler. That's about a $400 upgrade. LED tail lamps, the hidden tailpipes in the rear. You'll get the silver that's going to be underneath that matte black bumper. Easy load, matte black for the whole bumper except for the lower bit. I wish they added a little bit more gloss because it would make it a little bit more performance driven. We do have the kick to open. You just slide your foot across. Opens up very easy with cargo starting at 21 cubic feet. We have a 12 volt. Underneath the floor, we have some storage. On both sides, we have storage. Pick that up, we get a spare tire. Split fold the rear bench to a 40-60 split through, maxing the cargo at 57.5 cubic feet. We have the driver's assist package, which includes the pilot assist driver assist system with adaptive cruise control and a 360-degree camera. Let's go inside, start it up so you can hear that B4 exhaust now. The XC40 Volvo Plus definitely has its own segment in the luxury brand, and they back the performance of the 2.0 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, producing 194 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, achieving 24 to 32 mpgs. That's good for a 0 to 60 around 8.5 seconds. Quarter mile around 16 seconds with the top speed over 130 miles per hour. Now, if you want to get a little bit more speed to catch up to the Q3, to the GLA, to the X1 or X2, you can go into the B5. 0 to 60 is around 6.5 seconds. Almost 2 seconds faster 0 to 60, which is pretty good for the size of this vehicle. Even in the 8-second margin, it's going to feel a lot more athletic than the numbers are even talking about, which you'll see into the drive. But if you're looking for safety with some performance and great gas consumption, really, it's a no-brainer. Let me know in the comments what you think about the 2023 Volvo XC40. Plus, as we go into the interior, go over the tech and take this for our test run. Entering inside the Volvo XC40, you're going to receive 39 inches of headroom, 40.1 inches of legroom. It's one of the best in class, and it's because they utilize all the space in the interior. 14-way power adjustment with manual cushion extensions. It's a leatherette black with the contrast stitching. It keeps a sporty design going into your driftwood for the passenger side on the dashboard. Gloss black and silver on all of the air vents, and you still have some button functionality, which makes it a little bit more user-friendly. And I like how they pay attention to detail, even adding it here and there between the gauge cluster. Outline the infotainment screen with the gloss black and the silver. It's a 9-inch Google interface. Infotainment screen, we do have navigation. The maps is not pulling up. It has Apple CarPlay. They have just now integrated it with the Google Assist, Google Play Store, Google Maps, and it is an all Google interface. Put it into reverse, starts off as a reverse camera. Click into the 360, now you can see all over the vehicle, and you can click on those cameras, so that way you can see any obstructions next to your vehicle. Still no Android Auto. Dual climate control settings that you do to the infotainment screen. We have a little credit card holder or your driver's license holder. It's hidden right here. 12-volt charger, 2 USB-C ports. You have your wireless charging pad open up in here. It's just another little area that you can fit another phone or ashtray. And you got the crystal knob, which was usually only found in the T8s or Recharge. They're now putting it in these vehicles, which makes it even more elegant against all that gloss black. You have a little tray here that you can put anything you need. Open up inside, and it's a pretty deep storage. You can pull this out, and it's even larger. So you have a lot of storage capacity, even adding more on the side here with the carpet around it. Cup holders, a 16.9 ounce fits without any issues. I would say a 20 ounce max, and it's a 2-tier, so it makes it a little bit easier for the passenger and driver. It's not necessarily driver focused, but it does have a little bit of a slant towards the driver's side, but you don't really notice that in the passenger seat. Elbows are going to be pretty sporty. 3-spoke Volvo steering wheel. You get multi-functions, no paddle shifters. The gauge cluster, because it's all Google interface, if you need to go into a gas station, you can click yes, and it will direct you in your navigation. So very simple, and that's pretty much what they're doing, is simplifying the whole setup. For the door panel, it's going to be more sporty drive, one touch up and down for your windows. You get the driftwood inlays, memory for the driver, and a large storage pocket that's larger than any of the competition. And it's also one of the largest pano moonroofs, where you just slide your finger like a Land Rover and it will open up that large pano moonroof that goes all the way to the back seats. For the back seats, I'm at 39.1 inches of headroom, 36.1 inches of legroom. Surrounding me, I can fit relatively fine at 6'3". I do like how it's a little bit wider, even though the seats are a little bit narrow. 16.9 ounce fits without any issues. Elbows are going to be soft in the center, sporty on the door panel, dual USB-C ports, heated rear seats, air vents in the center, storage behind both of the front seats, and it's not a complete flat floor. The door panel is going to get more sporty for your elbows. One touch up and down, and they do take the wood inlays out in this trim. You get the carpet that's going to surround where you put anything for your storage, and it is one of the largest storages in class, and another little storage compartment right next to your seat. And I like how Volvo gives us such a large pano, because comparing it to any of the rivals, this is actually going to be wider and longer. Let's see how I look in the center. Sitting into the center, headroom is still no issue, nor is legroom. I'm going to be sharing feet, but shoulder space, and that's going to happen because there's no way around it. It's a smaller seat, even though it's a little bit wider. The rear wide track helps a little bit with the styling, but not necessarily with the dynamics. In the interior, it's easy to fit tall people. It's just going to be shoulder to shoulder. One thing that I do dislike, though, is when you're sitting on the sides. The elbow area kind of lifts up, so you sit a little bit like this, but safety, luxury, performance, you're getting a blend of all of that with the Volvo. Taking the 2023 Volvo XC40 Plus out for our test run. 2.0 liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged with 194 horsepower, 48 volt hybrid technology. So when you start the car, it's very seamless. It doesn't shake like it would normally because it's a smaller engine. 221 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed Geartronic transmission, under $50,000, and you're getting all of this package. Anytime you hit around 2 RPMs, you're going to hear the engine. It has a little bit of a drone sound, but we're going to really see how the performance is. And I've been doing the Volvos for a few years now and just watching how the brand has become even more luxurious and even more safe as they just keep getting into their line. So I do like the fact that you have all that, plus push the gas up. That's what I was saying, like the numbers might project high, but it's gonna feel pretty sporty in the interior because of the way the car is structured. It's smaller, and if someone pulls out in front of you, you can see the brakes, they grab really well. So the brake check, that definitely ticks the box. The performance, you're gonna get to school on time. Cargo, you have a ton of it. It's gonna bring me to 3 things I like and 3 things that I dislike. Is there anything more than that? I'd be buying this XC40. The 3 things that I like starting off with is going into the cargo. When you open that tailgate, either with your foot or with the button, you're gonna pay $200 for this. There's no more power. It doesn't exist unless you pay that. But it's easy loading floor. There's really no bumper or anything to block you. Makes it just super nice, and the fact that you can fold everything down also in the cargo, relatively easy because it's a smaller SUV. Now we have it on auto stop right now. We're gonna release the brake a little bit so you can see. You barely hear anything. There's a little bit of vibration, but it is pretty seamless. The second thing that I like, it's the largest pano in its class, with the width and the length, obviously because it's a smaller vehicle, but it's great because there's a lot of light that comes into here. And the last thing that I like, there's storage cubbies more or less everywhere. So you don't have to sacrifice when you're getting a smaller vehicle and say, I can't fit this, I can't fit that. Surprisingly, you can fit quite a bit inside this little SUV. I'm gonna give her a little go. Three things that I dislike has to start off with the infotainment screen. This is Google based, but we don't have Android Auto. They have just now updated it where we have Apple CarPlay, so I'm happy that they have that. Just bringing me to the second thing, it is a bit glitchy, and I can see where they're going to be charging you monthly fees because everything is sign in, do this, do that. So it kind of takes away from all that feel, but all the automotive industry is really looking to see how they can charge you a monthly premium. And the last thing that I dislike is there's carpet everywhere. They put it on the side of the center cluster, they put it all over the door panel, and you know, I don't mind so much. It's just I would like to see some material added because carpet just, it can stain and it'll add scent to the vehicle that doesn't need to be added. Is it easy to clean? I'm sure it is, but sometimes the harder material is more welcoming here. Stopped in the middle of the road, take the auto start stop off, and here we go. As you get up to a higher speed, the sound is still filtered out really well. So if I'm comparing it to BMW and Audi, this is going to be a little bit quieter. Comparing it to Cadillac, it's kind of spot on to it. So I mean, depending on which way you go, smoothness, it does a great job with that. There is some areas where it vibrates, like in the cup holders. It's a smaller engine, so these things are going to happen. Doing your cruise control and all that stuff is actually pretty easy, very seamless. You just kind of put it together, and I would try to keep your hands close because with these systems, they're not 100% airtight, but what I have noticed with the Volvo line, it goes very long in the sense of you not having to hold on to certain areas. So you can actually clap and watch the road ahead of you, so you don't have to necessarily worry so much about that. Again, safety, you think Volvo first, and that's why people go to this brand so much. You get the heated steering wheel because we have the climate package. We also have the heated rear seats because of the climate package, so you will have to add some packages. That is something that becomes a little bit of a disadvantage because it does escalate that price point to near a 50,000 price point. Now we're going to stop here, do a quick U-turn so you can check that turn radius. The dynamics 57.9 to 42.1. It's not necessarily the best, but smaller vehicle, so you're going to be getting actually 3 lanes, which is not great, but it takes care of you on the back end with the performance because you are pretty much in the same 0 to 60 category as most of the smaller to even mid-size SUVs. As for blind spots, small vehicle, you're gonna have some in the cargo area because of the unique styling, but you got the blind spot monitoring. You got the frontal collision with pedestrian detection, rear cross traffic alert. Going over any impurities, 19-inch wheels. I mean, you're gonna see I'll hit some reflectors. Does a pretty decent job. The steering wheel will vibrate whenever you're running off the road or hitting the lines because you have that for the collision as well to protect you and keep you in the road. So I think Volvo has done an excellent job with capturing all the safety amenities. The luxury amenities is there. I do wish that they wouldn't tailor it where you have to pay. It almost nickel and dimes you for everything in the sense of power tailgate. If you want heated steering wheel, you want the heated rear seats. I mean, by the time you're done, you're going to spend $2,000 to $5,000 extra on top just to get all the bells and whistles. They do give you a decent amount of seat adjustments, which is something that you don't even get in some other models. So if you're going to like a Cadillac XT4, you're not going to get any extension at all. So the fact that you get this full-blown luxury, you saw in the turning, it's not going to be something that you're going to be taking corners with, but it's an everyday driving vehicle, great MPGs, and the fact that every time you stop, that auto stop, it doesn't do like this like the older models do, and that's why they keep implementing change. I like to thank Crown Volvo for giving us this 2023 Volvo XC40 Plus for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click the next video, the subscribe button, check out the details, merchandise website, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.